So today I wanted to share my 5 different journals. I know that seems like a lot, but a girl's gotta have variety. So if you are someone who is wanting to get into journaling, maybe these options will encourage you to start. Not everyone wants to keep a traditional journal. I do provide 2 digital options, but first, let's start with the physical journals. So I have 3 physical journals. The first one you guys already know about. I post about it in my series called Char's Diary. So this is the only journal I have that is for the public. I don't have anything personal in this one. I just like to use this one for daily things that bring me joy. Like for example, if I'm spending time with family, or if I go on a trip, or if I bought something that I'm excited about, I will document it in this journal. If you're interested in seeing what I fill in this journal, I will leave maybe the playlist above in the cards. But so far I have like 7 episodes. I don't fill this one out every day. I only use it for my video series. It's a fun way to show some of my experiences throughout my day with you all in my own creative way. So for this particular one, I am using a sketchbook. This is the Stillman and Byrne, I believe it's a Zeta series. Either Zeta or Beta, one of those. And I am using this Hobonichi cover. I love their covers. This is honestly the perfect way to keep your sketchbooks protected. They have a variety of covers, and I just love it so much. It just adds more character to it. So in the pockets, I mainly store some of my stickers, Post-it notes, and little clippings from magazines. This is how many pages I have left. So it's like 1, 8, 9 pages left. And these pages are really thick. They're like cardstock. The second physical journal that I have is for my morning pages. It is a part of the Artist Way, which is a 12-week experience to higher creativity. And so if you guys didn't know, I do have my 12-week experience in a video that I did last year. So I'll leave in the cards for you if you're interested. In that video, I do share my experience with morning pages and even my struggles with it. But for morning pages, I have altered it to really fit with my lifestyle. The traditional way of doing morning pages is writing 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing. So upon waking up, you write whatever comes out. You can write about your dreams last night, or what you did the other day, or if you don't know what to write, you just write, I don't know what to write. And so for me personally, I didn't like the 3 pages. One year, I think it was 2021, it was before I had bought the Artist Way, I thought, hey, let me try doing morning pages in a Hobonichi. So that year I bought an A6 Hobonichi, which is a smaller size, but I did morning pages in there. And the thing about Hobonichi, if you guys didn't know, Hobonichi has every page dated. And so that might not work for everyone, but I think that with morning pages is actually a really good idea, because whenever I see the date there, like I can't erase it or anything, it's just there. So if I miss a date, it's gonna bother me. So with doing morning pages in Hobonichi, it has really helped me be consistent with it. So this one that I'm using is a bigger size. This one is the Hobonichi Hon in the A5 size. So I upgraded to the bigger notebook. So 6 months of using this Hobonichi for morning pages, it's been so good. I don't complain. Sometimes I feel like I could write more, but I think that this particular size is actually good for me. It doesn't take me over an hour to write. I love it. I'm gonna continue doing morning pages in this size. If you guys struggle with morning pages as well and you feel like 3 pages are daunting, definitely try this out. I honestly don't think that you need to do 3 pages, because from my experience back in 2021, when I did it in the A6 size of the Hobonichi, I still receive the same benefits as doing 3 pages. So I think as long as you can just write your thoughts down, even if you're just timing yourself for like 15 minutes every morning, you're still gonna receive the same benefits. You know, I still get vivid dreams after doing morning pages. Like, it's crazy. So that is my second physical journal. Now, this last physical journal is personal to me. I've had this sketchbook for a while. It's the Handbook, Handbook Journal Co. This one is where I write all my deepest thoughts. It's kind of like my shadow work journal. I remember taking a break from this for like a couple of years, and I picked it back up this year. This one is where I store all of my deepest emotions. I also use this one for my full and new moon journaling. I was gonna add my manifestation journal into this mix, but I haven't filled it out in, I think, over a year now. I don't do scripting anymore, maybe occasionally. When I do my full and new moon pages in here, it's just more of like a reflection of what I went through and how I'm feeling now and this and that. If I do like tarot and oracle readings for myself, I will write down some of the things that stood out to me. Oh, but let me just share what I wrote on the first page. I have been doing this thing where when I start a new journal or sketchbook, I set out an intention, which I think is really good to do. I wrote, I set this intention for unlimited self-expression. May this journal gracefully hold space for all of my magical feelings and insights I have within me. May I release all my limiting beliefs, insecurities, and negative thought patterns that have been holding me back so that I can open up to all that is good in this world. I open myself up to pure love, compassion, and abundance. May this journal allow me to connect and receive guidance from my amazing spirit team, ancestors, and archangels, and so it is. I don't do a whole lot of drawing in here, maybe once in a while. Like this one, I'll show you this one. This one was like back in 2021, I think. So it was just a drawing of my hand, and I wrote, I may not see it, but I can feel it. This slow growth will be worth it. So this has more of like a spiritual touch to it, like very, yeah, just parts of me that I don't share with others. When I need to just purge what needs to be released, and if I'm feeling emotional, I usually confide in this journal. It's so good. Those are my 3 physical journals. So now let's get into my digital journals. If you guys didn't know, I did make a video about my 2 digital journals. I think it was maybe 1 or 2 years ago. I will leave it in the cards for you. I share the benefits of keeping a digital journal. So the first one I want to talk about is audio journaling. The way that I do that is through my iPhone. This is great for on the go. I record my voice on voice memos. And I've been doing this since 2021. It's been really good. For those days where I'm not really in the mood to write, audio journaling is great for manifesting. I mean, of course you can write your manifestations. I've done both. And I feel like with using your voice, it's a lot more powerful. Now, as much as I love my physical journals, personally for me, I love my digital journals a little bit more because my mind is constantly racing. If I can describe it as animals, I describe my mind as a rabbit and then my hand as a turtle because I write so slow. My hand can't keep up with my mind. It's constantly thinking these thoughts and like what I want to write, and then my hand's like, oh, I can't keep up. Like I said, I love my physical journals, but there's just something about my audio diary and also my video diary, which I'll talk more about. Keeping an audio diary is so good for people who are constantly on the go, don't have time or won't make time for a physical journal. I like to use my audio journal when I'm on the go or if I'm waiting in the car somewhere. If I have a thought or if I want to purge anything or if I have a good idea, I want to just speak it out. If you don't have an iPhone, I'm sure your smartphone has an audio recording app. Now, I don't just use my audio diary when I'm out and about. I do use it when I'm at home, like if I'm doing my chores and I'm home alone, I'll talk to myself. Like I'll literally just have my phone in my pocket, or I'll attach my external mic to it, like my little lavalier mic, or I'll be in bed and I'll just suddenly feel like, oh, I want to just, talk about my feelings. A great way to journal on the go is to have your earbuds in. So you can pretend that you're talking to a friend or a family member, but you can just be walking around the street and you're, recording an audio diary. And it won't feel awkward because other people around you will think like, oh, she's talking to a friend. That is my audio diary. Now, my last digital journal / diary is probably my favorite one. And that is video diary. Now, you can do this in a couple of ways. The way that I usually record my video diary is through my MacBook Pro, and I record my entries through Photo Booth. It doesn't take up a lot of space, and I usually just save it on my external hard drive. And the reason why I love keeping a video diary is because it's so interesting to look back on it, which I actually did recently. Look back on older entries from 1 or 2 years ago and seeing where I was at that time. I'm not the same person I was back in 2021, 2022. That version of me no longer exists. And it's so interesting to just watch my old self talking about her problems, what she's going through. A lot of times I was just talking about my spiritual journey. And so sitting there watching myself from a couple years ago, it's I want to give that old version of me a hug because she went through so much. Keeping a video diary is probably the best thing I've ever done because it has really helped me connect with myself more. When you're recording a video diary, you're looking at yourself through the screen. When did I start doing this? I think 2021 or 2022. Ever since doing this, I feel like I've become my own best friend. I don't have anyone in my life now who I can truly just go to when I want to vent. But I'm so glad I have a video diary because now it's as weird as it may seem to others, talking to myself through the screen, it really helped me really come home to myself, And I know it's so deep, but when you really go through the process of keeping a video diary, it's wow, there's so much that I was able to unlock within me that I was afraid to even talk about with others. Keeping a video diary, I have become stronger, more confident, and it really helped me trust myself. That's one thing that I realized I had to work on, and it's all about trusting myself. So through my video diaries, I've been able to trust and confide in myself and to work through my emotions, work through anything that I had to overcome. If I had to recommend one journal to you, it would be a video diary because you will see the growth, the physical growth that you've gone through each year. Of course you can see that through a journal, but it's just your writing. Maybe your writing changes and you can really remember that specific day that you wrote that page. But with a video diary, it's on a whole different level. It's like a time capsule. You can sift through, a specific moment in time from 1 or 2 years ago, or even 5 years ago, and see how far you've come. Recently, when I watched my old entries and I watched one where I was I broke down and cried. I was trying to console my old self by patting myself on the screen. What did I say to myself? I was it's okay. Things are so much better now. I hope you can you can have that connection with yourself, even though your past self can't see your now self. It's just such a beautiful process. I love looking through my old video entries because there are moments where I'm like, wow, I'm really funny. I'm so funny. Like, I'll be laughing at myself, like the little jokes I make. And there are times where, you know, I'm like, oh my gosh, I remember this day. I was having such a hard time mentally and spiritually, but now I'm like, wow, look how far I've come. It keeps me going, it keeps me motivated. Video diary is definitely the way to go, at least for me. I love it so much. I'm trying to be more consistent with it, but if you don't have a MacBook, I'm sure every laptop has a webcam. But if you don't have one, you can use your iPhone. I've done it a few times. Like if I don't have my laptop in front of me, I'll just record videos on here, like video entries, and then I'll transfer it to my external hard drive. Those are 5 of my journals, and I hope you learned a thing or two, and I hope that this motivated you to get into journaling if you haven't gotten into it yet. Journaling is such a powerful tool. It helps you learn more about yourself. It helps you unpack your emotions, become more vulnerable. And if you don't have a friend to confide in, you can have a journal to be your ride or die, your best friend, your best companion. Yeah, I highly recommend that you keep a journal or 2 or 5 like me. If you want to have variety, you know, you can just do traditional journaling, just write on every page, or you can keep an art journal. I do a lot of scrapbooking. I draw the food that I eat. I draw my experiences. I add stickers. Like, journaling definitely helps a lot with creativity as well. If you want to learn more about art journaling, I have several videos on my feed, so to go check it out. If you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up as it helps my channel grow. If you are interested in art journaling and just creativity in general, subscribe down below if you haven't yet. I would love to have you part of my community. As always, have a great day, and I will see you all in the next one.